I think we're live. There we go. Little intro. I'm a little early. It's weird because my phone says it's this and my computer says, so one of them's off. That's probably the computer. Hasn't synced up. It's like a minute off. What is up, Electra Omega? Retro Puffer Strat CPO Trolls. David J. Funny ass guitar guy. Yeti Matsi. Blackjack Guitar. Matt. Wendell. Mark. Oh, that's good. It's hot. It's wicked hot. Fretless Ad Speaker. What's up, dude? You got Jason, Jay Schaff, Steve, Proto, Mike is himself. I have been liking this guitar. You always got to do that. Now would be a good time to insert ads. Always with the ads with the YouTube. Fresh pot of coffee. What's up, Chris? Good to see you. B-Man. Zach. Noise Bloom. Tony. Yeah, the ads for the PRS Double Neck Fund. I was just thinking, shouldn't we go triple neck? Don't get cheap on me. It doesn't glow in the dark, but the dots do, but not much. They don't have a super strong, hold, but the whole thing lights up like a Christmas tree under black lights. It does look really good. In fact, I almost went tonight with just the black light. It turned all the lights off. It'd be like wicked dark. You probably wouldn't even see me. You'd only kind of see the guitar. Which is a look. What's up, Rico? We were in the 50s today. Crispy though. Crispy wind. A strong wind. Crazy wind. What's up, Super Lead 100? Happy Easter. What's up, Andrew and Eddie and Ambrose and Chris D. Wendell. It's got some nice, like, in-between, like a... simple lines, weaving. There you go. I just gotta hit this. There it goes. Oh man. What's up, Jeff? Chill. How's it compared to a Charvel or a Kramer? Oh, it's right up there. I mean, this is MIJ. You know, I'd say it might even be nicer than, you know, the MIM Charvel stuff. You'd have to get MIJ. Then you'd have pretty much the same factory if you had MIJ Jackson or Charvel. It's literally the same factory. What's up, Josh? What's up, James? Tony? Does Vola come with sunglasses? Oh, it comes with a welder's mask. The Easter plans for tomorrow? Nah, not really. In fact, we're going to go out to dinner for Easter because no one wants to cook. We're going out. So, I forget if we're going to a buffet. We've done that in the past, gone to an Easter buffet. I don't know. I didn't make the plans. Oh no, it puts off a haze. Let's see if the body cam is maybe a little better. Give you an idea what it looks like. Right there. Yeah, you know how they do those like crazy buffets? It's like it's probably a brunch, like a buffet brunch. You know, at a hotel. It's usually at a hotel. You know, or out at like Lake Pearl or something like that. We've done those a few years. So that's where we had my friggin' prom. That Lake Pearl Ballroom. Still going. These aren't Illumitones. These are Fishman Fluence. For the influencer, we get the Fluence pickups. So that they have two modes. They have that's in, but that's way too mid pushed. This is out. I like that a lot better. This other one, this one, that's for a detuned guitar. That's for a dude playing in like drop C, which is what the dude who's this guitar is after. He is one of those dudes who's down in like, you know, drop C sharp, drop C, right? Like really low stuff. And so when you get that low, this other setting would be almost too bassy. And so they have a big bass roll off. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I see where they're going with it, but the in position is good for like leads, but not so much, because it definitely adds a boost. So I treat it like that. Like when it's in for like leads, it's like really good, right? Because it cuts through more. But for chords in general, chordal work, I like it out. I think it's way flatter, with a much better bass and treble response. Whereas when it's down, it's way more humped and mid pushed by design, right? Because it's going for the chugga chugga group. You know what with the chugs and stuff. Springfield nuclear plant green. I love it. Call it Burns green. Hey, Chad, thank you, man. Very much appreciated. Hope you're well. Cold adult beverage for you. Thank you. And he says also, Everton, I think he means everyone, hit the like. Yeah, the 12th fret is interesting. These are your options. You can play it here, you can play it there. You can play it there, or you can play it there. You can play it there, or you can play it there. You can play it there, you can play it there. And that's pretty much all your options right there, all in one spot. Just, you know, giving you a unidirectional pattern. Got killer harmonics, though. That's good. I've been loving this guitar. Oh, shit. Oh. Can't believe I'm screwing this up. Yeah. Oh, yeah, like the sign on MASH. Oh, God, that's a good call. There's a sign out in Germany at Thomann that's very much like this, that has, you know, arrows in every direction. You know, this way to the Wacken Festival, this way to the Download Festival, right, this way to Woodstock. That's pretty cool. What's up, James? I believe all Fishman pickups are active. Getting a little hot tonight, right? Oh yeah. Though everybody's dropping the D, man. I've noticed it. So if you've been watching like any television or, you know, follow any like big radio show, the Black Crowes are everywhere, right? They have a new album out and they're out promoting it. So they're doing a lot of appearances. And I think they're on Stern recently. I think that's probably the footage I saw. I saw it on YouTube. And they played one of their new tunes. And I realized he's in D, man. He's down a whole friggin' step, just like the Aussie tune. Down a whole step, down in D. Right? It's this, yeah, there we go. It's this move to, like, make the guitar a little darker, a little deeper, a little more bassy. And it's not a drop thing, and it's not a chug-a-chug thing. I mean, clearly the Black Crowes aren't a chug-a-chugga band. But it is definitely maybe a little bit of a, I don't know, maybe a little bit darker tone, right? Because they say when you're sharper, you tend to sound a little brighter, right? If you play it in a higher register, or just in generally, right? The higher your instrument, if you're a little sharper, you tend to sound a little brighter, and when you're right, you tune down, you sound a little darker. But because they were playing it, and I was looking at it, and I said, "Well, I have my guitar right here. Let me just pick up my guitar, and I'll play along. I can pick this up pretty quickly." And I was like, "Oh, you son of a bitch! You're all the way down in D. Look at you in D. You know." Do. Yeah, sometimes they detune for the singer. Absolutely. Well, you know who the original band to detune down was that I can remember was Black Sabbath, right? They had a few tunes that were way detuned, way down. Give it a bigger sound. But but not all tunes. Some tunes were in E standard, right? So they were a bit of a mix. It was really when Van Halen came along. That was the first band where every tune was friggin' E flat. Just always a half step down. And now I'm seeing that again, but every tune is in D. They treat it like a regular guitar, but the open strings, it's, what would that be? It would be E, G. No, it would be, I'm sorry, D, G, D. What would that be? F? And then A, and then D. Yeah. Yeah, and then Motley Crue. Michael's got it right. That was the next one I was going to say. Motley Crue. So Van Halen really starts it in like 78, right? Everything's like tuned down about a half step, across the board. But then Crue comes along. And damn, they're just straight up. We're down a whole step. And again, it had a certain sound. It did sound a little heavier. But like Live Wire is, it's played there, but that's what you're hearing, right? So if you go to play along with that, you'll have to tune the whole guitar down, a whole, across the board, a whole step, and then it'll work perfectly. Tony detuned for his fingertip prosthetics. Well, that would make sense, right? Make it a little bit lighter, right? Make it a little bit easier to play. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, he's the one guy you always forget. Oh, that's right. He has prosthetics on his fretting hand. Super tempted to get that Enya. It seems sick. Yeah, it's a pretty cool little guitar. You know, it's like a carbon fiber composite, which someone wrote in the comments it's plastic, but, you know, way to out your ignorance, bro. Everyone knows the polymer matrix of plastic is very different than that would be in a carbon fiber composite. Very different. Can't really be considered a plastic. But a big shamrock right there. Bulk Hogan says I got one of those Enya guitars and it's great. Yeah, it's a very different guitar. I think you would agree. It's lighter than most guitars, right? And of course it's weird with the, you know, it's kind of thin. It's not a super thick, you know, guitar. But it's got a little weight to it. When you look at it, you're like, oh, this is going to be like really light, and it's not. You're like, okay, all right, well, it's not as light as I thought it was going to be. And they really use like Alnico 5 and Alnico 2 pickups. It's like, you know, as just a plain guitar, you know, plugged in, I thought it sounded great. Exactly, it's tone plastic. How dare you? Bulk Hogan, very light, very modern guitar. Plays great, sounds great, yeah. What's so funny is how everything is friggin' molded in the thing, right? Like even the nut, right? It's like the thing just molds its own nut. Yeah, but the stuff Steinberger, you know, when Steinberger tried to do it, the cost of those materials was through the roof. What's happened is, and the reason why you're seeing more and more carbon fiber guitars out there is because the cost of the materials has been coming down steadily over the years as the process to make it becomes more cost efficient, right? So as the supply of the materials becomes more cost efficient, now the material itself becomes more cost efficient and so forth. And the next thing you know, what used to be like unthinkable, like a carbon fiber guitar, now is actually not only, you know, available at like not an eye-watering price. If you remember carbon fiber bikes, right, or anything, carbon fiber, pretty much anything, used to be eye-watering. Now, quite frankly, they're, you know, they're affordable. They're straight up, you know, in the affordable, the below 500 category. Just crazy. Because I looked at carbon fiber stuff by Close, I think it was, and they were great guitars and all that, but it was, I want to say close to $1,000 for those guitars. They were not cheap. Whereas Donner, cheaper on the carbon fiber. And I like that. That's one of the few Donner guitars I've kept. I usually either sell them or give them away because I just have too many guitars. I kept the carbon fiber acoustic because I like it. And actually, I kept the Telly because I put those new pickups in it. And I like the look of it. As a fashion accessory, it works with a number of outfits. I'm just saying. What goes well with a black t-shirt? You got carbon fiber teeth? It happens. Carbon fiber fishing rods, right? You know, I had an ugly stick. Yeah, you heard me. And I remember hanging out with dudes and in the neighborhood, and they were like saying something like, "Oh, you got hit with an ugly stick," and I was like, "What do you thought?" They're like, "Oh, it's a fishing pole. It's very expensive." You know, they're all, "Oh man, you get an ugly stick," you know. I go, "Really?" And I was working. I had money. I had cash in my pocket. I went up to Leechmere's, and they had actually a pretty massive, sporting goods area. And they had a whole friggin' aisle of friggin' fishing rods, and there was an ugly stick. I want to say I paid $29.99. I'm like, $30. I thought this was expensive. I bought it right there. Bought a reel too. The reel was only like $8. Got it all together. Took it back, and they were like, "I can't believe you bought one of those." I'm like, "Yeah, it wasn't that expensive." Buck says he has 3 carbon fiber guitars. Humid Ireland, yeah. I don't know if you stay humid all year round. We are the worst of both worlds. Like right now, it is super freaking dry around here. We get super dry usually in the fall it starts to dry out. By the time you get to winter and spring around here, it is friggin' dry, really dry. Like desert level dry. And then the summer shows up, and it's hot and humid. And it's muggy like crazy, totally humid. So we have like dry, ice cold winters and hot, steamy summers. Like the worst friggin' weather. Yeah. Well, right now it's kind of dry, but I probably have a relative humidity around like 20-21%. It's pretty dry. Phil McKnight baked a carbon fiber guitar and it stayed in good shape. Oh yeah, they can take some stress. That's the whole point of it, right? Is that you can sort of put it into hostile conditions and it doesn't wilt like our wood counterparts. I hate it when the wood wilts, right? It never happens. 105, yeah, but that's a dry heat. Boston might only be 95, but the dew point's going to be 75. You will notice the difference. It's humid here, but Florida, Alabama on the coast in the summer, that's some high humidity. Oh, yeah, I could never live there. God. It's like, I was in Nashville. Dew point's like 76. It's like stepping into someone's mouth when you walk outside. It's like so friggin' gross. And you got to remember that, humans cool down through evaporation, right? You perspire and put water on the surface. That water is supposed to dry. And as it dries, it takes, right, as it evaporates, it pulls some of the heat away from you through the evaporation process. But, when it's stifling, muggy, steamy out, there's no place for that to go. You're just dripped in friggin' sweat like all the time. It's not good. Yeah, it's exactly. The air gets chunky. Like walking through soup, exactly. It is. It's a wet heat. Telling you, man, guitar's pretty good. What I might do, I don't know if I'm keeping it or not, if it's just a loaner. But if I'm keeping it, I would probably take this volume knob and just swap the 2 wires so it's the opposite. right? Just desolder 2 of the wires and switch them. That way, when it's down, it's in the position I like, and when it's up, it's in the boost, rather than the opposite. That low humidity must cause footprint problems. Well, you know, it's very temporary. It was pouring out just a couple days ago, and the relative humidity was in the low 90s. All right, so it's like 50 degrees, and the dew point is like, you know, 48.9. It's very close. That's why it's raining. But that blew out, and the system just dragged down a bunch of cold air out of Canada. It's very dry. So now we're back to dry again. No fret sprout on this at all, though. I have to say, it's one of my few guitars, my Volas, that don't have fret sprout. We are in fret sprout season. This is it, like now through like May. And then the humidity will really come back in force, and then everything will swell back up again. And by September, you'll be like, come on, enough with this friggin' humidity. Guitar is a real nice color walking the stores, and it's all grays and boring colors. I have noticed that the sort of the outlier colors will go faster on Guitar Center used, like versus like a Sunburst Strat, like a Fiesta Red will not last. It just won't. Any sort of like more eye-catching color tends to go a little bit more quickly. Not all the time, but they tend to go quickly. And I can say this, I've been following used prices. They're softening in such a friggin' major way. Used guitar prices are softening big time. So we'll see. You'll see. Gonna be in the Philippines. Oh my God. Yeah, that's pretty gross. It's gonna be very humid. Because you're kind of close to the equator, right? So you're gonna get not exactly on the equator, but you're close to it. So strong sun and a lot of water. You're just surrounded by water, you know. And the closer you get to the equator, actually, well, you get some trade winds. You don't get the big storms like you get as you get away from the equator, right? Because it needs the Coriolis effect to spin up. And why storms spin clockwise in the southern hemisphere and counterclockwise in the northern hemisphere. That lead video that Guitar Max did was pretty neat. Yeah. What was surprising is that there wasn't a lot of paint that came up. But that's probably because that particular is you know, targeted. And the other thing is we don't know how much lead, you know, all alloys are a mix. I wouldn't doubt if there was some lead in the alloy. But like what is the percentage, even though it triggers it as having lead, right? I think there could be more data to be had, more resolution to the data. Well, that's good. What's funny is that the old one just had leaded frets. I'm sure that was just sort of what it was back then. Man, it's so dry. Do-do-do. FYI, the lead test that Max used ain't the greatest. Check the reviews. So, well, that's just it, right? You're only as good as your test. So, like I said, he was getting positive tests. It did seem like a pass-fail. And so, like, how much has to be in it for it to react? That we don't know, right? Even trace amounts might do it, so we don't know. I still have my Shrek glasses, right? I think it was Shrek. Was it Shrek 2? McDonald's does a set of commemorative Shrek glasses, and they're real glasses. So I take the kids, we go down, and we go in, and I go up to the guy, and I go, who's the manager? And I said, hey, can I just buy it? We're going to get meals anyway, but can I buy the glasses? He goes, oh, yeah, you can buy them. And I said, how much? He goes, they're $2.50 a glass. I go, do you have all 4? He goes, I do. I said, I'll take a set of 4. So I got all 4 Shrek glasses. 2 weeks later, they came out that they contained lead. But turns out it actually contained below the acceptable amount of lead, but it did test positive for lead in the paint that was on the outside. And the paint didn't start till quite far down it's not like you're putting your mouth on it. So they recalled them, and they stopped selling them. And I was like, you pry it from my cold, dead hands and give my Shrek glasses back. No way. I love the donkey glass. How dare you? No way. So I still have my Shrek glasses. What's up, Mark? Mm-hmm. Yeah, this does look like a guitar Shrek would play, though it might clash. Yeah. I'm a Boston area geologist. I've got a handheld XFR that can measure lead concentration levels quite accurately. Interested. Plastic water bottles are more concerning. Oh my God! Did you see that report on the microplastics? It was devastating. Basically although the surface looks smooth to you, you get small enough on a microscope and you can see it's just tiny little flakes of plastic. And those tiny little microflakes flake off, and they're so tiny, like, is it really going to hurt you? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. But like every time just even opening, closing the top, putting your mouth on it, right, you're just sloughing off like friggin' microplastics and getting them all. I was like, holy shit, this is going to be like, it's going to be a friggin' lawsuit. We'll see. I mean, if no one gets ill from it, I suppose, but they're basically saying everybody is getting like, you'd have to go back before the invention of plastic to find someone who doesn't have friggin' microplastics in them. I'm like, I don't like the sound of that. Have you ever played, or do you play keyboards? I've been known to. What's up, Coots? Oh yeah, no, I know. I was exposed to a lot of lead as a kid. My uncle used to make his own fishing lures. We used to like play out in the garage with like all the fishing lures and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like he used to smelt his own out there into his own molds. So it was like, he'd pour his own. So Oh, God, we were around lead a lot. It probably should have had a lead test. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly like the Teflon. Your dad had lead army men, right? Used to be lead toys. Chewing on lead pencils, but I don't think they were lead pencils, but they might have had lead paint. The center isn't lead. I thought it was graphite. How much are these Volas? I think these are $17.50. Here it is. I think 17 is street price. It's one of their more expensive guitars because it's a signature, you know. Though, if you would get this with a Charvel or a Jackson brand, you know, if you were going to get the Jackson, what are they, $2,600? The Charvels are like $2,500, right? Made in the same factory, so, you know, it's all relative. You would have to get to the Fender brand to get something $1,750. I think they're around $17.99, $18.99 for the MIJ stuff now. So, James. My nicest acoustic guitar, it's probably the Larrivee. Most expensive. I tell you, that famous concert's pretty nice too, though, with all the flames and all that. But definitely, I think the Larrivee. It's yeah, what is that? call that E flat. Not really though. What would it be? You see, you can't call it D sharp because you're going to D. So that D's already taken. Right? Can't go natural, right? So I call that E flat major. E flat major 7 to D minor 7. F minor. I mean G minor. That's C minor. Do. Do. So how do you like the playability of the new Greenie? I like it. I like it a lot. I like the neck profile. And I don't know, it's good. It's good. We'll go down to green cam. This thing. Hello, hello. They said, how much more green could it be? And the answer was none. None more green. Pickups are Fishman Fluence. For the fluence in it. All your licks will get more fluent. With the fluence. There it is. There it is. What's the story on the 12th fret marker? I don't know. One can only imagine. That's just a simple diagram of the possibilities. Any direction. Steve, did you sell or trade in the guitars to get the new green Vola? No, Vola sent this to me. But this is the NAM sample. It was the Nample. So I had to give it a little setup. Because it had an extra spring in the back because I think they had it maybe detuned and they had heavier strings on it. He told me that people had been messing around. This guitar had made the rounds. And so when I got it, I took a spring out of the back, which made the tremolo so much friggin' better. Right? It was a little too stiff before that. And I also lowered the bridge a hair. And again, it might have been raised because they were doing the chuggy chugs, and they really like the action a little high because they're not really going very high on the neck. They're staying down here, right? And they want to really slam it without having it interfere with the neck. So they actually raised the action just a little bit on it. So it's friggin' awesome now. I mean, this is like just so friggin' good. You know, little and I didn't have to hit the truss rod. Truss rod was good, but I did lower the bridge just a hair. And even though it's a Goto bridge, it did not have the locks. A lot of Goto bridges have the stud locks. I was a little worried. But no stud locks. You get to keep it? Sure. I'll be like, Greg, what? I'm pretty sure I sent that back. If he wants it back, I'll go, why? What do you got? You got like, let's look at the guitars. Let's do this. Let's just this is just a, a simple, mind puzzle, a little intellectual puzzle, right? A thought experiment. Let's just, we're just thinking. Like, what guitar would I get if I were to send this one back? Right? Which Vola? I mean, should I get? Am I going Aries? I mean, technically, they'd be getting back a guitar that's, $100 more. I mean, could we go the tribal red? What's going to look good on me? What goes good with my outfit? Let's start there, okay? I need something that's going to bring out my eyes. Right? Yeah, it's just a little thought exercise. Exactly, Tony. We're just thinking out loud here. Do I need an open pore tribal green burl satin? I mean, I'm just talking out loud. We're just thinking. No one's saying anything. Calm down over there, but sure. Should it be a Jay-Z fro? You handle the Jay-Z? They've already sold out. They've completely sold out of this run. The Jay-Z was a big hit. I never even got one. Thanks, Fluff. He knows I love him. I gotta say, do we like this? Do we not like this? What are our thoughts? Are we going with the rainbow swirl or no rainbow swirl? What's the rainbow swirl? What do you think? Definitely the blue. You like the blue? You like that quilt blue black back there? They don't have fret markers, but they have side dots with the glow in the dark. So you're probably good. The fungus green one? How dare you? Yeah. Negative? Nah. Rainbow? The blue is nicer. Okay. All right. Well, see, this is what we do. We're just thinking. No one's saying anything. We're just talking. Now down here, I already have a TNC. Don't need one of those. Got the Keene machine in my hand. So we were looking at this. I already have a guitar like this. I already have a V3 MC. So I probably don't need another one of those. And I have one of these 24 RMs in black. But maybe like a V3 MC, like this, a little bit more traditional, a color that may be a little bit easier on the eye. Oh, the only one they're out of is friggin' Cobra Blue. That figures. Damn it. Oh, they sold out. They sold out of the pink and with the rosewood. They had one model they got in as a test on the rosewood, and damn, they sold those right out. People like the rosewood on a vintage style like that, especially in a color, this goes with maple, but like a metallic like that kind of goes with rosewood, right? The metallic colors were more in the 60s, and they were doing more rosewood. Like that would work great with rosewood. It would look sick. All right. In the pink even, because the pink went with rosewood. Some of these, like buttercream and so forth, these are all vintage ivories. A lot of those went with the rosewood boards. By then, it was really more like the 70s than the 60s. Anyway, what are we looking at here? You like those Aries? Like the blue one better? That one there? Add to cart. Oh, that's an expensive one, though. That's going to take a lot of talking. It's a lot of talk. You get that one. He's going to be like, don't you already have a blue one? I'll be like, yeah, it's a different blue, though. What I don't have is a red one. I'm just saying. Actually, I do, though, don't I? And it's a flame top. Look, the point is, it's a little different. You like the Aries better? You more into the Aries? Yeah, it's a good looking guitar. And I like the headstock is like the one I'm holding right now, right? The sort of like the what would you call that? Sort of like it's like a shoe. Like a tip, like a curl tip front shoe. Like the floor chimes. I got some good ones in here. I tell you, one of the good ones is this one here. I like that root beer finish. I thought it was a good looking finish there. Looks way darker in this photo than I've seen it in person. You know, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. So, you know, we have some options. You know, I don't need a lefty and I don't do 7-string. And, you know, I'm not crazy about the Vasti. It's not my style. I was never really a telly guy. I have like one telly. You know. I'm way more into... Yeah, see, even the offsets isn't really my thing. I'm more of like a super strat. Like that. Or the Oz. You know. Any Joss Allens in? No, they're sold out. Sold out. Those went fast, those Joss Allens. People like the British Racing Green. Yeah, like a shoe, yeah. That Aries red really pops. Yeah, I think so too. I had one of those here. I had an Aries here for a video. I don't think they do a single cut. I don't think they do a Les Paul style. I don't think they do a single guitar. The closest you're going to get is the Vasti, which to me looks more like a telly than a even though it's still like a single cut. Right? That's just way more like a telly. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's friggin' blonde. Right? Way more like a telly. I mean, come on. Come on. What are we looking at here? Please. Way more like a telly. So they don't really have one. That's the only single cut that I know that they have. Although I have to say, I kind of like that sparkle color. Are they winning me over with this one color? They kind of are. I don't like that. What's that? Orange sparkle? Candy apple red? Is that orange sparkle? What's that one? Oh, nice. And it was just that easy. Huh. You have a metallic color? Okay, I'm in. Actually, I kind of like that. I am that shallow. Oh, it's in a pretty color? I love it. I used to play it here. It sounds too bright. It's too thin. It sounds way more accurate. The kind of guitar my boyfriend would get me for my birthday if I had one. Oh, dude, you don't have a birthday? That sucks. Jeff says he just bought an Inspired by 335 for 400. Nice. Inspired by is a nice series. Speaking of that, nice segue, Jeff. Thank you. Did you see this? Have you heard about this? Have you seen this? doing my best Jimmy. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? I think it was Music Radar where I saw it. Yeah. Have you seen this? A bit of an Easter egg. The CEO of Gibson, shows. Oh, for Christ's sakes! I don't want your newsletter, and I don't want notifications. Son of a bitch. Astute, viewers noticed that the open book appears to be making its way to the Epiphone lineup. I, for one, I sensed this was going to happen. I'm glad it did happen. Henry used to protect Gibson owners by never allowing the headstock. He wouldn't even allow ebony on friggin' Les Pauls by Epiphone. He just wanted to always give the Gibson people some exclusivity. Fender never did that. Fender was like, yeah, you're buying Fender. It's a whole different product. If you want to buy the Squier name, but they don't change the body. They don't change the woods used, right? You can still get a rosewood rosewood fretboard Squier until they switch to Powell. But you know what I'm saying? You could get maple and other. They didn't use alternate woods on the Strat. They didn't use an alternate headstock, and it didn't damage Fender sales. If anything, it probably just helped Squier sales. And it's been a long time coming. They've experimented with it before, but they've never gone full on, okay, you know what? We're just going to do what Gibson does, and we're just going to call it, Epiphone. And because the price difference is so great, I don't really think they compete with each other. And I think it's a brilliant move. I think it's a move that people want. And if anything, it's just going to make Epiphones, I just think, a more desirable guitar. Because for some people, one of the things holding them back is they didn't like the alternative headstock, right? It was the same but different. And it was how when something is too close, it almost clashes, right? So I think that I, for one, welcome this, and I hope it happens. There's been a lot of talk about it, but they're just sort of noticing that maybe we're getting the open book. Maybe we're going there. We don't know for sure. This was, again, in the background of a video, but it seems like they're sort of teasing the fact that maybe they're finally going to do it. They're finally just going to say, you know what? We're going to be confident with the Gibson brand. It won't be cannibalized. You know what would make a difference? It would be if the Epiphone brand, guitar was $14.99 and the Gibson one was $19.99. But it's not. The Epiphone branded guitar is $5.99, $7.99. And the Gibson branded one is like $29.99 for the standard, and the custom is like $4,500. It's such a massive spread between. They don't compete with each other. They're in completely different pricing, brackets. So I just think, they've finally come around to let's just go with the open book and give the people what they want, because I think that there is a demand out there for the standard headstock. You see, they were sort of quietly in the background here. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Right? People are like, huh? Are they going full book or open? So they've done it on special ones, right? Like they say here, the Adam Jones and the Greenie. Sure. But we'd love it if they just did it to the whole line. And it seems like maybe, perhaps, we're getting there. Nothing confirmed, nothing, put out by the company or anything. But you dare to dream. Let's just we can dream for a few more days, and just see if there's any official announcement. But I for one welcome the new headstock design, if it indeed is a thing. That means I'm going up to $12.99, really? Let's just look real quick. Let's do a quick. Let me see. Phone. I just want to check like the Les Paul Custom, because that's a pretty common. $7.99. If you want the Adam Jones, but again, signature models come with a paycheck to the signature guy. Never forget that. If you want a signature guitar, the Greenie, someone's getting paid on that besides Epiphone, right? Signature guitars have a royalty payment, so there's a little cost built in there. But you can get, I think this exclusive Viper Blue is, quite frankly, looking kind of nice. I'm just saying. I think it's quite nice. Look at that. Beautiful. With the ebony fretboard, yeah, $7.99. And then, $7.99 for the white, $7.99 for the black, $8.49 for the wino. Jerry Cantrell. Again, you're paying out somebody. Here's your fitty right there. Anything that's Adam Jones or Matt Heafy or any of these guys, Jerry Cantrell, there's always a royalty payment built into it. You got to remember that. But $7.99, right? Jared James Nichols, again, there's a royalty payment for using their name. So that those are always going to be a touch more than just the straight up Epiphone Les Paul Custom. If we're not the custom, how much is the standard? $6.99. Again, you can point to the Greenie and go $14.99, but I would point back and go, Kirk Hammett, those Ferraris don't buy themselves. He needs a new Lambo. Come on, dudes, don't get cheap on him. Where can he put that third Lambo? Only you can help. Right? Nice Epiphone Les Paul Standard and an exclusive Smokehouse Burst for $6.49. That's more like it. Epiphone Les Paul Standard and the Bourbon Burst for $6.99. Again, let's check yourself before you wreck yourself here. I know people love to scream, the Epiphones are now $3,500. It's like, they're not, though. They're not. I think this standard might have been $4.99, or $5.49, maybe $5.99. So it probably is up. I know that when I first got my Yeah. So that's definitely up. That's up $120, right? $7.99. When I got mine, I remember going on to Sweetwater and it was $6.79. $6.79. So it is up, but it's not double. It's up from $6.79 to $7.99, which is, I'm not saying it's not up. Just saying it's not double. It's not crazy. Let's check it. Yeah, the Amos Flying V, those ballooned up to like 2,300, but they're falling back to earth again. Some around 1,1700 recently. Even though it's an Epiphone, they got collectible vibes. That Sweetwater Smokehouse does look pretty sweet, right? Yeah, right? Sure. Yeah, where was that? Yeah. I just gotta call up. Oh yeah, look at that. Should have. Nice. Does look nice. It reminds me, I think there's a Sweetwater exclusive Les Paul custom color that's very similar. Sort of like a dark brown burst for the Gibson Les Paul Classic, I want to say. Which looks very similar. That's a good looking guitar right there. Just saying. Pretty good. Yeah, like a tobacco burst. Yeah. Or like what we would call in the Strat world, a single color. So, I think I told you recently that we found this place, right? We went to the 50s diner, and they loaded it up with like a ham steak and a whole bunch of eggs. I think we got 4 muffins, right? At like the end of the day when they're closing up, it's food they're going to throw away. They'll sell it to you. That package was $4, right? So my wife signs up for the IKEA one, and oh my friggin' God, did they load us up. Now granted, it was a Tuesday night, so it could be just the night, but man, $6. It was insane what they threw in there. Like just filled containers full of stuff. It was friggin' awesome. So good. We got like 3 Greek salads, 2 smoked salmon and potato salad dishes. 1 container was just filled with mashed potatoes and mac and cheese. 1 had mac and cheese and chicken fingers. 1 was filled with like chocolate bonbons, like with coffee filling. 1 had like a slice of cheesecake, a slice of chocolate cake, and an almond tort. The other one had an almond tort and a slice of chocolate cake. I was like, this is unbelievable. She got 2 of the bags, so it was a lot because she bought 2. But for $12, it feels like if you added it all up, if you went to there and you added it all up, probably like $100 worth of stuff, maybe more. It was so friggin', we couldn't believe it. I'm like, and again, it was a Tuesday night, so you prep for the day, and maybe at the end of the night you haven't seen as many customers, so there's a lot left to give away. And we've done it at Panera. They've loaded us up. It just depends. We tried a Jamaican place. The food was good and everything, but, they were a little more stingy. It depends. It really depends on the place. My God, IKEA, what a friggin' find that was. Unbelievable. for $6. So again, we got 2 bags, so it's 6 each. So that's why we had doubles of some things. Like we had doubles of the Greek salads, we had doubles of the smoked salmon, we had doubles of the dessert trays. You know, but then they just mixed other ones in. There was so much in there. I'm like, and then they gave us like, just like packages of like sugar cookies. That was the only thing we didn't get, which was kind of a bummer. No meatballs, right? Those were sold out. Right. It's not a buffet. So those that know IKEA is cafeteria style, right? So they prepare a bunch of food and they prepare the trays during the day. But at the end of the day, whatever isn't sold in those trays goes in the garbage. And so this whole thing is about like preventing food waste. And so they line up people who are willing to take whatever's in the bag, right, for a very low fee, right? And they give a rough idea of what the food's worth. And you basically go there at the end of the day when they're closing and take whatever's left at the end of the day. They throw it in a container. They do it midday for some buffets where, again, you have like a Chinese buffet and they're about to throw all the stuff away. They will make up plates. They'll make up, they'll take a scoop of rice, a scoop of this, a scoop of that from the buffet, and they'll make up like 10 plates, and they'll get like $4 a plate. So they get $40, right? Or $60, they'll get like $6 a plate. But that's cheaper than anything you could ever walk in there and buy. Like if you went in there to get a lunch special, it'd be like $14, right? But if you go in there and get this, which is just whatever they friggin' throw in there. There was one woman though, because my wife saw it on there was like some Reddit forum about the app, and they gave her she goes, okay, looks like I'm cooking tonight. They gave her like this raw piece of salmon that looked amazing, right? Like they gave her this big piece of salmon and like some raw vegetables. She goes, well, it looks like I'm cooking. Yeah, it's a grab bag, but you know what? So far it's been really good. What's interesting is that we went and we got it from Panera, and we got it from the baked goods, and my God, they just loaded us up a big friggin' bag. Like my wife said, she goes, I think she paid $4 for it. And, she goes, this is like $20 worth of baked goods right here, maybe 25. She goes, Panera's expensive. And we went to the 50s diner, and they gave us the big tray of the ham, right, the ham steak and the eggs, scrambled eggs, and 4 muffins. And she was like, having just had those Panera muffins, these aren't as good, They're not quite as good as the Panera stuff, You never been to an IKEA? So IKEA has a food area, not a food court because it's all IKEA. They have a restaurant, and they have a grocery store downstairs, right, where you can buy frozen the meatballs and the gravy and the lingonberries if you want to prepare it at home. They have a little bit of a food, sort of grocery store on the checkout. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever go to IKEA for sushi, but you got to remember, smoked salmon is fully cured. It's cooked, right? Because, and you also have to remember this. IKEA doesn't want to sell you raw food either. I'm trying to remember where that woman got the salmon from. It was from a restaurant. It was from like a, maybe it was more like McCormick and Schmidt, right? Is that a seafood restaurant? Great loss leader, break-even concept. Yeah, you know what? It's also just a way to get something for nothing, right? They're like, rather than throwing it out, why don't you just sell it? We will hook you up through this app with people who are willing to buy it. And we'll just send you a check at the end of the, and then, to them, it's worth it. Because then at least they get some money. They also discount food at Olive Garden and Red Lobster at the end of the day. I have no idea. I don't think I've ever eaten in either place. But, again, this has nothing to do with that. This is an app on your phone. And they just tell you who's offering what. And she saw IKEA was offering, like, grab bags, $6 grab bags. She's like, I'll take 2. And, man, were they friggin' loaded. Panera, the same thing. But they give you an idea. They're like, when we order from Panera, they're like, this isn't salads or sandwiches. Like, this is literally from the bakery, because these items, you know, we would throw these out normally. And now we're going to sell them to you at a massive discount. And they're fine. I've had them. There's nothing wrong with them. What is the name of that app? Hold on. I think I can tell you. Hold on, because we were talking about it recently. The name of the app. Like my wife said, she goes, just a matter of time before everybody's on it, and you can't, like, you'll have to be, someone will be making a friggin', a bot to make sure that they get it, to get ahead of everybody else. Let me see, where the hell was that? Oh, I see it. Oh, is it an email? Might have been an email. Let me see here. Right there. Oh, yeah. Too good to go. Too good to go. T-O-O. Good. T-O. Go. Too good to go. End food waste. I think that's it. Too good to go. Well, that's what my friend who I was talking about the app, he worked at a restaurant. He goes, oh, people that wait, they know that you're throwing out edible food. He goes, they're dumpster divers. He goes, they were dumpster divers. He goes, I couldn't believe it. He goes, but there are dumpster divers that go out. He goes, because they know there's nothing wrong with that friggin' food, but we can't keep it. We got to chuck it. So, unfortunately, where he lives, the only one participating was like a 7-Eleven. He goes, I'm not going to go to because he's in a way more rural area. We're in a way more, urban area. So he was all like, yeah, he goes, all I have right now is I got like a 7-Eleven. I'm not going to go there to get like end of the day sandwiches. I'm like, yeah, I'd skip the 7-Eleven sandwiches, right? There's a lot of food that gets wasted. Well, absolutely. That's what this whole thing is about. I mean, if you just look at what we got from IKEA, that was just us. I think they had 4 of those bags. We got 2 of the 4. So, clearly there's a lot of food left at the end of the night. I wonder if those other bastards got our friggin' meatballs. They used to sell it to pig farmers. That would make sense, right? A little slop. But that was probably by the pound, where this one they can do a little bit better, right? Yeah, exactly that one hot dog that's put on the roller for weeks, Here, have 5 pounds of shrimp. This shrimp smells funny. 10 pounds. Well, that's one thing that we did try. Some grocery stores do it, but it's much worse. You know, it's stuff near the expiration, and grocery stores are so cheap. We don't do the grocery stores. They're gonna sell you like rotted old vegetables that are just they're not good. Grocery stores aren't good. The place to go is restaurants because they've already prepared the food and there's nothing they can do with it, and it's friggin' gonna get thrown out. Oh, no way, no stores in your area, bummer, man. No food in your area. I know, even during the day, food at 7-Eleven is, oh, no, God, no. I remember there was a 7-Eleven in the block I used to work, and I'd walk down to the end of like literally, you walk past a Chinese restaurant and a nail salon and a laundromat, and then there was the 7-Eleven. And I remember going in there and putting like ice in my cup, and it was covered in green specks. I said, dude, that's like salmonella. He's like, oh, I don't think it is. I said, no, I'm telling you right now it is. You should, and sure enough, the next day I went in there, they had an out of order sign on it. 7-Eleven equals hot dogs. But don't they have a bunch of pre-made sandwiches too? Right? They're already wrapped. They buy them from like some regional distributor that brings in, you can get a tuna sandwich, you can get right? And they're over in the refrigerated section. Those are going to expire. Those will be in your kit, right? That's what's going to happen. They're going to go through and they're going to look at those dates. What expires like tomorrow? And we're gonna throw it in your bag today. Eat it quickly. Japan 7-Elevens have super fancy fast food compared to the U.S. Well, I think they've embraced sort of like the variety store. Maybe it was real big in America, but I think the Japanese, there's a certain thing about the bright and like so many offerings, like the convenience stores are kind of a thing. Well, thank you, Christopher, for the 7-Eleven hot dog fund. Thank you. Thank you. That 7-Eleven is going to turn into like 9/11 as soon as I have that hot dog. As my gut explodes. I have watched Futurama. I've met Billy West. He's from Boston. In fact, we have a mutual friend. Yeah, truck stop toilet sandwich, yeah. Zoidberg. She's like literally sleeping with her head on a pillow. Fucking cat. Yeah, the hide is like a rhino hide, right? What's up, Dwight? What my string height is, I don't measure it, but I can tell you on this guitar it's pretty damn low. This is one of my lower ones, without a doubt. But I never measure. I go by sense of smell. The Steve Satch single already been discussed? No, I did see that. Kind of cool with the kind of like, I guess is that supposed to be 70s? Because it feels way more 60s, Here it is. Is it? I forget it now. Yeah. Then it's like, I'd have to look that up again. Love that tune. Love that friggin' tune. Whatever. All day, man. All around that G chord. It's a good tune. Jacko! But that was Joe Zawinul, right? He was really the glue in that band. The keyboard player. Yeah, it's Joe, right? He was sort of the band leader, it felt like. pickups do sound nice. I think I really like it in this in the more of like the vintage mode. Yeah, you got to do the harmonics. Do I use any hardware modelers or just THU? Just THU. In fact, I got to update it because they say there's a new update with a new clone that everyone's talking about, and I haven't checked it out. But no, hardware models, they're kind of pricey. That's where I want to say when I bought THU, it was called like TH2, right? And it was like $139 back then, $135. Now you can get it like $149, maybe $159 when it's on sale. It's a little bit more expensive now, but if you don't get it on sale, it's $300. And it goes on sale so much that, just wait for the friggin' sale. And you'll get it for like literally half of retail. Every Black Friday they do it. And they usually do a summer one too. In fact, I thought they recently had a sale, but it may not have been on THU. Because they have like reverbs. I did see an email recently that was like 50% off, but for all I know, that could have just been like, reverbs or like, they have a lot of products. I don't know that it was THU that was half off. Thanks, Steve. Never heard of that app. Just signed up and ordered dinner for $4.05. It's either going to be the best $4.05 you ever spent or the worst $4.05 you ever spent. Good. I wish you luck. You're like, well, if it was just the fact that the food sucked, that would have been one thing, but the food poisoning, it literally cost me money. That dropped $20 in Pedialyte. Clone, and they also just reached a free clone patch. Yes, I gotta download this. I've been away from my computer so much. You hear much louder? Right, pushing. That's some serious dBs. Just think about how much humans, right? It has to go up like what, 10 times as loud for us to hear it like twice as loud. It's $149 if you follow Steve's link in the description. Oh, cool. Oh, so it probably is. Because you know what? When they have a sale, the sale is for every vendor, not just Overloud. So if it goes on sale, then Sweetwater will have it on sale. Wouldn't some people just like to go to Sweetwater because they already have a card on file there, right? They don't have to go to Overloud's website, which is in Italy, and like enter all their information into a new website and enter their card into a new website. They already buy stuff at Sweetwater, and then you can already just go there and get it through Sweetwater, and they'll manage all the licensing for you. Yeah, premium currently 50% off. Nice. On March 26th, yeah. Any lead frets on your guitars? One can only hope. I've always wanted to be a lead guitarist. At least I think that's the way it's pronounced. And now, maybe I can be. Look at me, I'm playing lead guitar. Exactly. It would take off like a lead balloon. Yeah, is that how Led Zeppelin got their name? Keith Moon said, yeah, your band will do great. It'll take off like a bloody Led Zeppelin. They're like, noted. Do-do-do-do. Oh, there we go. I think Boston pulled out a win. And all tied up in the hockey. Oh, where is it? Oh, no. What? Yep, right there. If I widen my search to 20 miles, you can drive to Panera in Danvers for a mystery bag. I guess the 10 closer to you don't opt in. Well, that's just it. Well, it depends on, you got to check every night because it, you know, what happens is they get a fresh run of stuff, and the reason why it's not showing up in the ads because someone already claimed it, right? Someone already claims it. It's like you've got to check it and be in on it when it gets it. So someone may have already, they're there, but they won't show it to you if it's already been claimed. There's nothing to show you. They're gone. And then, you know, people get pastries at different times of the week. I don't think they get them every day. So, right, it just depends on the day and how many are left, right? You know how many are like, oh, these are like the older stuff, right? Exactly, on lead base. Sold out in your area. That's what happens is it sells out. That's why my wife is so addicted to it, because she's constantly checking it to see if it gets. I don't know if it can send you a notice or something. I forget. If you just have to keep checking it. I don't know. I don't have the app. My wife does it. What was the app called? Is it Too Good to Go? Might be a topic for another day, but what type of computer would handle music programs, well, a PC or a laptop? You know, anything really made, the only thing I can recommend is you should get, either one will be fine. Desktops tend to be more powerful per dollar than laptops, because they have to cram everything into a small space, they have to underpower it a little bit, and they have to be careful so that the chip doesn't run too hot or it'll overheat, because it's, instead of like being in a big giant computer case with a bunch of fans blowing on it, it's in a tiny little laptop, form factor, and it's got like a little heat pipe in there and a little fan, but it's not the same. So they have to really underclock that stuff to keep it from getting too hot. But if you need a laptop will run it just fine. There's nothing wrong with a laptop. You will get more power from a desktop system simply because it can cool itself better, right? But either one will be fine. The only thing I would recommend is that, it's got to be something pretty recent. I would go like 2018 or newer. Yeah, Mark wrote it correct, right? Too good to go. Yeah. Do I have any other guitars with a first fret inlay? Yeah. Well, anything that's sort of like custom, right? In other words, it's got the block inlays. Don't they tend to use the first fret as well? Right? What about, yeah, so like the Iommi has it. The Jackson has a first fret. What else has got a first fret? Yeah, not a lot. Yeah, the Jackson. That's about it, yeah. Most of them don't. Of course, this does. No, but none of those. No. How about the... Yeah, the white guitar does, but that's got big block inlays. Again, if you get block inlays, you tend to have first fret markers. How's your mini PC? It's been great. It's been friggin' awesome. Because I just needed to, power up this printer. And at first, there was a little problem because it kept going into sleep mode even when I turned it off in Windows. That tells me it's in the BIOS. I had to go in the BIOS and say, enough with your sleep shit. Stop being, you're almost at max power, you run at 6 watts. Let's just max out. The old system was 120 watts. So I'm feeling that 6 watts is a huge improvement. So, like literally 1/20th. You see that new NVIDIA AI chip? And they had a new NVIDIA like AI like computer. So it did like the last one they did. You could do like something like 250 billion concepts resulting in 1 billion tokens. And, there's something that used to take months. They had it down to like just a couple of days. And like the last supercomputer, they built it in 4 minutes. That's a leap. And they just came out, and you know that this AI design is going to be the basis for their next video card. But their latest chip that they just came out with for AI, NVIDIA's chip, is between 7 and 30 times faster. It depends on the code efficiency, but like even the worst code is 7 times faster using the same code, and the most efficient code can be up to 30 times faster than the prior chip, right, in the lineup. And it does that 7 to 30 times faster, and it does it with 1/25th the power. So you can just cram a whole bunch of those on a big board. Yeah, right, the power efficiency is insane. 6 watts from where I was before. It's just, it's crazy. And that's where they have to get. It doesn't have to be just faster. Being power efficient makes a big difference too, running cooler. For the man new here, I watched a few of your videos. Quick question: does the bad boy glow in the dark by chance? It does not glow in the dark. The fret markers would, glow in the dark if you lit them up with a light and got them charged up. This will glow in the dark under black light, though. All right, it's like a black light poster. It friggin' glows like it is glowing, but it's not. It's just reflecting the black light. Pretty cool. I did a video recently on it. I think I start out the video with the black light on. I shot that video in reverse. I did the video, and then I said, well, maybe I'll get my black light out, and I'll check it out. And of course, I'll shoot some B-roll. I brought the black light out. I'm shooting, and I'm like, this looks way better than the video you shot earlier today. Do it again. And so I did it again, but I did it in reverse. I did the black light section first, and then we turned the lights on, and I went back to the full lights on and finished it up from there. But I almost did it tonight. I probably could have got it dark enough in here with the black light on that you wouldn't even really see me. All you'd see is like this disembodied guitar. Thing is I would still see you because it would still be bright enough that I could see the screen. No, like a glow stick would be like the frets, the fret markers and the side dots. That's like a glow stick. The front is more like a blacklight poster. Keep on trucking, man. Yeah, your nephew told you to buy Amazon. He said it's going to go. Told you to buy NVIDIA. No, NVIDIA, they got like all the major AI companies. They all signed off on this new chip. They got like blurbs from like, the head of Microsoft, the head of Tesla's AI division, Elon Musk. They got it was like a Zuckerberg wrote a blurb. Everybody, like literally the head of Google, Alphabet, they got like literally the top people. They basically come out and go, "Oh yeah, no, it's pretty good, pretty good." Okay, people, how bad is it to buy a used guitar on Easter? Well, you might not get anyone to meet you tomorrow. But PRS Soap Bar 2 for 150. It almost sounds too good to be true. Just popped up 6 miles from you. Yeah, why not? Well, I think Intel is going to do like what Apple did, and they're going to have more of an ARM approach. Although, the rumor is that they're going to dump efficiency cores. Oh, no. They're not dumping efficiency cores. They're going to use efficiency cores to take over for multi-threading because it's better performance. That's what it was. They might dump hyper-threading. Hyper-threading was a way to get eke more performance out. It's about a 20% performance gain, but depending on the app, some apps take a real performance hit by it. Audio apps supposedly take a performance hit, though I haven't noticed it. They do say that it's not that great for it. Because it uses branch prediction to predict the next one, but they don't really know what the next one's going to be. So it gets it right like 20% of the time. Dumping hyper-threading is probably more secure as well. Yeah, right. Right. There have been a cache prediction exploits. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, probably you're right. Probably it's a security thing, too. And again, it wasn't that efficient. You know, got it right about 20% of the time. Right, now you sort of play a song about 20% the right way. You're like, close enough, right? Sure. Pretty good. I don't think I've seen any mods. It's like the second week in a row. You got any mods lurking? I haven't seen a mod all night. My mods, they're on strike. I haven't seen, who hasn't been here? I've seen Terry recently, I thought, but, who's my other mod there? Oh my God, I'm drawing a freaking blank here. It's, Ben Coombs. I haven't seen him in, I think, a few weeks. Not mods for the past several shows. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, it's been quiet. Actually, it's 3 minutes to the end of the show. That 5 minutes is quite generous. Mod me, it's wrench time, yeah. Yeah, Ben. God, I couldn't remember it. He's got to show back up here so he can remind me. Right. To be honest, the mods haven't. It used to be way more of a problem, and I think forcing people to subscribe has been better. You up tonight? Probably not. I was up super early this morning. It's been a very long day. Been a loyal fan since the Pixie days. Damn. That goes back. I changed that name in 2018. I think it was January 2018 I changed it. New year. I was like, it's time. Well, until I change it again. Steve's Guitar Emporium. The Basement Show. It's probably been used. Is that a new guitar? Relatively new. It's been here about a week. I did a full video on it recently. Steve from Worcester. Worcester! Yeah, and it glows in the dark too, Brian. When you put a black light on it. It's on fire. I think I subscribed back in 2010, 2012. Who remembers? Yeah, God. Those were the Chinese guitar years. I'm thinking about breaking one of those out. I have a handful of them left. I gave a bunch away. I got a handful left. I was thinking about doing them. I got, again, I don't want to date myself, but I bought those guitars almost 14 years ago. I bought them in 2010. Like 13 and a half years ago, and the video was about 13 years ago. That video did over 1 million views. And pulled in enough money to pay for all the Chinese guitars, plus a real Gibson Les Paul. Thanks. I'm sure there's a few dudes who would just love to know that. God, the hate on this video. It's like, well, thanks for the money. Woo! First channel you ever subbed to was Tone King. I remember that. I remember the early Tone King years. The Hot Shot channel. Hot Shot Guitar. Welcome to Hot Shot Guitar, Hot Shot. Time to take a shot there, Hot Shot. You know? Oh my God, I know. It's already friggin' 9:01. Have a good one, speaker. We'll talk soon, buddy. And we're going to call it a night. It's 9 o'clock, although my computer says 9:01. My phone says 9. We're out of sync here a little bit. I trust my phone. That's syncing with the cell towers. That's keeping a good time. All right. Well, thanks to everyone for hanging out tonight. Super extra special thanks to anyone who contributed. That is always appreciated. I'd say bro fist to my mod squad, but it's the non-squad. Where'd they go? Who knows? Anyway, no, you rock. Have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful Easter, if that's your thing. You know, have yourself some ham. Easter ham? Is it ham? Is it ham on Easter? Kind of is. More of a ham thing. Right? There you go. Some boiled dinner. Beautiful. There you go. Look, it's left over from St. Patrick's Day. We're not cooking a whole new meal. All right, no, you rock. The Vola, check it out. I have a link in the description if you're ever interested in the Vola. And always, 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 if you're ever going to buy anything from Vola's website, just plug in my code and see if it works. It doesn't hurt. It might just suddenly knock 5% off your order. So try it, see if it works. Somebody I know used it pretty recently in the last couple of weeks, and they said it still worked. So try it. There you go. There you go. There you have it. No, Ben isn't fired. He's just MIA. No one knows where Ben is. Nobody knows. We'll find him tomorrow night, but he might not have a show tomorrow night because it's Easter. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, no, you rock. I hope Ben's okay. I hope everyone's okay. I'm assuming they are. They're probably just busy. There you go. It's not a very well-paid job in that it doesn't pay anything. So, what you know, can't really be angry. All right, dudes, you rock. I'll see you guys in a week. Have a wonderful Easter. I'll see you next week. Yeah, there you go. The long goodbye. No, you hang up. All right. See ya.